How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews back with a fucking review. A review I have no excuses for. I have no idea how I've never reviewed this beer before. I assumed I reviewed it before, but when a frequent commenter, Bear Down, when I did Treehouse's wet beer, he's like, I think an Allagash White is in order because you never reviewed that. And I was like, this dude's wrong. And I looked, and he wasn't wrong. I've never reviewed this before. It's a crime against humanity, but we're going to rectify that in this video, and we're going to do a little bit of Allagash White. This is a Belgian-style wheat beer. Yeah, I have drank so many of these, I don't even know what to tell you. This is, I think I might have did this in a mystery beer. That's why I think I reviewed this before. It says balanced citrus and spice. Come from coriander and cacao orange peel, or curacao orange peel, sorry. And this hazy Belgian-style wheat beer. We recommend gently rousing your beer's yeast to experience its full potential. So let's rouse. It's called some very gentle rousing we're doing right there. So there we go. I think we're good. Rod Todd would be happy with what we've done with this beer so far. And let's pop into it and see what's what. Yeah, I mean, I can't even tell you how many of these I've drank. I've drank a ton of these, and not just over my grand life of beer, which has been, kind of, well, Jesus Christ, how long has it been? Over 20 years and growing now. I've actually drank a decent amount of these recently because the owner of the company that I work for loves Allagash. And he particularly loves Allagash White. But he can't get it in Pennsylvania. But I live in Jersey. So I kind of bootleg him some cases every now and then. Whenever I do that, we crack some beers at work. So it's kind of like I drink this on the reg. Anyway, label-wise, this is exactly what I remember the label being when I used to get this years and years ago, so I am a fan. And as far as that beer looks, it's just got this nice, soft, hazy, bright yellow. I hesitate to even call it hazy because in the grand scheme of things, in today's beer world, this is not a hazy beer, but it's a soft, luscious-looking haziness to it. So it definitely looks the part of a soft kind of, oated beer, wheated beer, those kind of things. See if we can get a nose. I mean, coriander is 1,000% the start of the show in this beer. It always has been. But it's complemented by that kind of orange peel. So the orange peel for this always comes off as a fresh, spritzy kind of orange with a little bit of peel. Not very rindy, not very zesty. It's not just all kind of bittering kind of orange. But that coriander rests completely on top of all that, but not in a heavy-handed way. It just has this kind of richness to it without being overdone. And then all that sits on top of this nice, soft, fresh, kind of flaky weediness that just kind of makes the beer just such a pleasure to fucking smell. God damn, that's a good beer. Just dive in. Cheers. Danger beer. Good God, man. I will never get bored of this beer. 5.2%. Mouthfeel is so epically fantastical. Delicious, delectable, whatever adjective you want to use. I mean, this is the mouthfeel I really strive for in a lot of different beers. It has that soft creaminess while still lending itself to be a bit drinkable. I mean, it reminds me of some of the better mouthfeels from some of these super new school, water nerdy kind of hazy breweries, but it's being done in an old school kind of Belgian classic style ale. Soft creaminess. That wheat comes to a head. Adds this kind of rich kind of wheat texture and wheat kind of softness to it. That orange peel kind of kicks up a notch while that coriander just maybe stays the same, but it seems like it drops a little bit because of the way that kind of orange peel kind of rises up. You get a soft little orange again. A bit more kind of spritzy, peely as opposed to a rindy, bittering thing. That coriander is there, staying true. It's not wavering one way or the other. It's still not heavy-handed, but it's very present. It is just wrapped in a beautifully carbonated, well-done, drinkable. I mean, this is it. This is St. Bernardus wit. I mean, that for me is kind of king shit have fucked out when it comes to wheat beers. These are the gateway beers for me. These are the beers when someone says, I want to get into beer. What beer should I drink? Because I don't think this beer would offend anybody, ever. If you're into kind of macro beer or you're into super kind of hazies, I think everybody would find something to enjoy about this beer. But at the same time, that doesn't mean it's boring or safe. It's not. Brewing a Belgian wit beer and making that your kind of, what do they call that? Your staple beer, your kind of house beer, your kind of whatever beer. that's not a safe move. You know what I mean? And especially in today's beer world, and while Allagash makes a whole wide gamut of different beers now, from stouts to porters to wild fermented beers to wine clay potted beers, all kinds of different beers. I mean, this has stood the test of time. It's what they came out with in the beginning. It's what they come out with now, and it's what they'll come out with in the future. And that is not by mistake. That is purposeful, because it's epically good beer, and you can't say you don't like it. You can say, I like beers better than this, because guess what? I'm going to let you in a secret. There's beers I like better than this. Are there beers that are made better than this? I don't think so. So it's not a matter of it's the best beer ever made. It's just or my favorite beer, I should say, rather than best beer ever made. It's might not be my favorite beer, blanket beer of all time, but it's one of the best beers ever made. Yeah. Yeah, it's just delicious. The way it shows that wheat, the way the coriander stays true throughout the whole thing without getting heavy-handed, that kind of ebb and flow between the way that kind of orange peel kind of works and the way the mouthfeel comes off. Mount Rushmore status. One of the better wheat beers I've had 20 years ago, if not today. Value and availability, I don't know, $10 for a sixer. How's that sound for you? And leave you with, if you like what, and you get it everywhere, if they distro in your area, and leave you with, if you like what we like this, if you like beer, if you like wheat beers, if you like well-made beers, if you like Belgian beers, if you like all kinds of beers, if you like beer, you'll like this beer. Because guess what? It's a delicious beer. Probably one of my kind of romantically, let's put it that way, favorite beers of all time. Every time I go back to that, I just get a little bit misty-eyed, a little bit, kind of get the vapors. So, yeah, there you go. A little bit of a review in the books. I didn't even have to review it. That's why I was like, I don't have to review it. Everybody knows it's good. Anyway, I did it anyway. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive. Want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of Allagash White right now. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.